Imagine being pushed out of your own home by the very people you raised. Imagine your son, his wife, and even your grandkids scheming to shove you into a dusty basement while they take the master bedroom upstairs. Well, that's exactly what happened to Walter. But what his greedy family didn't realize, Walter was sharper, smarter, and far more prepared than they ever imagined. And when he struck back, his revenge was legendary. If you've ever dreamed of serving poetic justice to people who underestimate you, smash that like button right now, subscribe, and stick around, because this is one of the most satisfying tales of revenge and redemption you'll hear all week.
Walter wasn't your average elderly man. At 72 years old, he moved slower than he used to, sure, but his mind was razor sharp. He was a retired civil engineer, the kind of man who once built bridges and designed whole neighborhoods. He'd lived in his two-story family home for nearly 4 decades. Every wall had memories, pictures of his late wife, his kids growing up, birthdays and graduations. But lately, Walter's world felt smaller. His kids rarely visited. Phone calls dwindled. He was alone, except for a few old friends from his engineering days, and his sweet 14-year-old granddaughter, Emily, who sometimes came over to help him with groceries.
One Friday evening, the quiet broke. Walter's son Leonard showed up with his wife Marissa and their 2 kids, Emily and their older brother Nathan. At first, Walter was thrilled. Finally, some family around, he thought. He even made coffee, pulled out old photo albums. But something was off. Leonard wasn't visiting to spend time. He was measuring rooms, opening cabinets. Marissa was walking around like she already owned the place, complaining about the curtains, the outdated kitchen tiles. Nathan flopped on the couch, shoes still on, scrolling on his phone like it was his house. And then Leonard said the words that made Walter's stomach drop. "Dad, we think it's best if you move downstairs. The basement is perfect for you. Quieter, private. We'll take care of the upstairs. It'll be easier for everyone." The basement. Walter's basement wasn't finished. It had a low ceiling, concrete floors, one tiny window, and the faint smell of mildew. It wasn't a living space. It was storage.
At first, Walter thought maybe he misheard. But over the next week, it became clear. This was a planned takeover. Leonard started moving furniture without asking. Marissa ordered a new bed for their room upstairs, Walter's bedroom. They started redirecting Walter's mail. Leonard even brought paperwork about managing assets, hinting Walter should sign things for convenience. Walter's hands trembled as he read those papers. It was obvious. They weren't here to help. They were here to control him and his house. And the cruelest part, Nathan openly mocked him. "Grandpa belongs in a dungeon," he'd sneer. But Emily wasn't like the rest. She would sneak into Walter's study, whispering updates. "They're trying to change the locks," she confided one night, fear in her voice. Walter realized his own son was staging a coup. The breaking point came one afternoon. Walter walked into his kitchen, and found Marissa rearranging everything. She smiled coldly. "Walter, you should really let us handle things now. You've had your time. It's our turn." For the first time, Walter felt powerless, like a guest in his own home. His chest tightened, his knees buckled slightly. But deep down, anger boiled. He had built this house, brick by brick, paid for every inch, raised Leonard under its roof. And now that same son wanted to bury him in a basement? No, not today. Not ever.
That night, Walter pulled out his old leather notebook. If they thought age made him weak, they were dead wrong. He still had something they didn't: experience, and friends in the right places. First, he called Dennis, an old buddy and real estate lawyer.
Together, they crafted a plan. Walter wouldn't confront Leonard directly. He'd let them believe they were winning while secretly setting the trap. Step 1. He quietly put the house up for sale to a trusted buyer, someone Dennis knew. Step 2. He started documenting everything: dates, times, even recording Leonard's demands. Step 3. He kept close contact with Emily, who fed him inside info. Every smile Walter gave Leonard now was fake. Behind it was steel.
That night, Walter pulled out his old leather notebook. If they thought age made him weak, they were dead wrong. He still had something they didn't: experience and friends in the right places. First, he called Dennis, an old buddy and real estate lawyer. Together, they crafted a plan. Walter wouldn't confront Leonard directly. He'd let them believe they were winning while secretly setting the trap. Step 1. He quietly put the house up for sale to a trusted buyer, someone Dennis knew. Step 2. He started documenting everything: dates, times, even recording Leonard's demands. Step 3. He kept close contact with Emily, who fed him inside info. Every smile Walter gave Leonard now was fake. Behind it was steel.
The day came. Leonard and Marissa were hosting friends at their house. They bragged about renovations, about taking over. Nathan strutted like a prince. That's when a suited man walked in, the buyer's representative. He held the deed. "We're here to finalize the purchase." Leonard froze. What purchase? Walter stood behind him, cane in hand, a small smile on his face. "My purchase," the man said. "The house has been sold, effective immediately." Marissa's jaw dropped. "What? You can't do that." Walter's eyes gleamed. "It was never yours to begin with." The silence was delicious. The look on Leonard's face, priceless.
Walter didn't stop there. With the sale money, he arranged for the property to be split: a main house for the new owners and a cozy guest house built just for him, under his terms, his independence intact. Leonard and Marissa were left scrambling, humiliated, their scheme exposed. Nathan sulked, angry his inheritance was gone. But Emily, she hugged Walter, whispering, "I knew you'd win." And Walter finally felt peace.
Walter's voice echoed as he walked out of his former living room. "You wanted control. What you taught me instead is that control means nothing without respect. And respect you'll never have." The door shut behind him, leaving Leonard and Marissa in stunned silence, surrounded by dreams they'd never touch. Revenge isn't always about shouting or fighting. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is quiet, calculated. Walter didn't just take back his house. He took back his dignity, his independence, and his legacy. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button right now and tell me in the comments, what's the coldest revenge you've ever seen in real life? And of course, subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories of karma, betrayal, and payback. Because sometimes life writes the best scripts.